Close your eyes for a second. It's 11 p.m. The house is quiet. Everyone's asleep. You're at the kitchen table, phone in hand. The light from the screen is the only light in the room. You can feel the cold surface of the table under your elbows. You can hear the silence. You can feel the weight of what you're about to calculate. Stay there for a moment. You just did something extraordinary. In 3 sentences, you were there. You felt the table. You felt the cold. You felt the weight. You weren't at the kitchen table, but your body didn't know that. That is your imagination at work. And it is the most powerful tool you possess. It is your #1 asset for anything you want in your life. Anything. The question is, what are you pointing it at? How are you using it? Is it working with you or against you? Because here's what's actually happening every night at that table. The bills have gone up. The shop costs more. The rent went up. The energy went up. The insurance went up. This is true. And your income is roughly where it was. So you work more, get up earlier, stay later, pick up whatever extra you can. Because that's what you were told needed to be done. And the gap doesn't close. It gets wider. It feels like you're walking up an escalator that keeps going down. And underneath all of the working and the calculating, there's a hum that doesn't switch off. A background noise you've learned to live with. The specific dread of the thing you can't see coming. One bill, one repair, 1 month that tips just slightly the wrong way. And everything that's been holding doesn't. You know that feeling. And here is what nobody ever told you about it. That feeling isn't just your circumstances. That feeling is your imagination at work, running a rehearsal, every single night, with extraordinary precision. And your body, which cannot tell the difference between something vividly imagined and something actually happening, is treating every single rehearsal as real. Just the way it is. Reality. Your reality. As evidence of what your life is, and all it will ever be. And here's the thing that should make you furious. They knew this. They've always known this. PR firms know how your imagination works. Governments know. Advertisers know. They know that a vivid picture felt in the body overrides every rational argument. They know how self-image and the servo mechanism works together. They know that if they can get inside your imagination, with enough detail, enough repetition, enough emotional charge, they can make you feel something as if it's already real. Then they have you. And yet, not one school, not one teacher, not one moment of your entire education ever said, your imagination is your most powerful tool. Here's how to use it for a great life. Instead, they told you imagination was for children. It was useless. That daydreaming was a waste of time. That the real world demanded facts and discipline and hard work. And they told you this as a child. So you stopped using it deliberately, because you wanted to be grown up. And it kept running anyway. Pointed at everything that could go wrong, how the system wanted it used. Rehearsing the kitchen table at midnight. Every night. Getting better and better at imagining the life you don't want. Hence, creating the life you don't want. Maxwell Maltz, a plastic surgeon, had a patient that wanted to change how he looked. A man who was convinced his nose was too big and his ears too prominent. He was sure people were laughing at him everywhere he went. He had stopped going anywhere, lost job after job. His whole life had contracted around the picture he carried of himself. He truly believed how he looked was the cause of all his problems. Maltz examined him. The nose was fine. The ears were unremarkable. The face was never the problem. The picture was the problem. His self-image believed a picture so vivid, so detailed, so constantly rehearsed, that his nervous system had accepted it as reality and organized his entire life around it. He didn't need surgery on his face. He needed new pictures. He just needed a new self-image. For example, Conrad Hilton had nothing. No hotels, no money, no clear path to either. But every day, deliberately, specifically, he imagined himself walking through the lobby of a hotel he owned. He could see the carpet, the light through the windows. He could feel the weight of the keys in his hand. He fed that picture to his nervous system repeatedly. And his nervous system, which cannot tell the difference between real and vividly imagined, began treating it as data, as direction, as where we're going, as a fact and as reality. The same way it had been treating the kitchen table at midnight. Hilton didn't change his circumstances first and then imagine differently. He imagined differently first. And his servo mechanism, the automatic goal-seeking system that navigates toward whatever picture the self-image holds, began moving him toward a different target. Because you gave it new instructions. Because the imagination is the instructions. It is the blueprint. It is the programming fed to the servo mechanism. The imagination creates the destination. The servo mechanism drives toward it, automatically, relentlessly. The same way it has always driven toward the kitchen table at midnight. Pointed at a different picture, it drives just as relentlessly toward that. That is what Maxwell Maltz spent a lifetime proving. That is what every high performer, every athlete, every entrepreneur, every person who seemed to get more than their circumstances should have allowed, figured out one way or another. The imagination isn't a luxury. It is the operating system, and you can use it deliberately. You use it to create and build the life you want. Find 10 minutes, same time each day, somewhere quiet. Sit down, close your eyes. Take a slow breath and let the noise settle in your mind. Now imagine it's the end of the month. You open the banking app. The number feels right. It fits. Your shoulders relax. Your breathing stays steady. No tension, no urgency. Just a quiet, grounded sense of, I'm okay. You see a bill. You pay it. No calculation, no bracing. You just handle it. Money is no longer something you brace against. It's something you move with. You think about your finances and your body stays calm. Your face softens. You even smile. Not excitement, certainty. The feeling of knowing that whatever shows up, you can deal with it. Sit in that feeling. That's the state you're rehearsing. That's the identity you're installing. Now go further. See yourself putting money away, watching it stay there. See yourself looking at a small investment you made. Deliberate, yours. See yourself smiling when you open the app. You're going great. The life you want is here, now. You can see it. Now, when resistance comes up, and it will, a voice that says this is pointless, this is childish, nothing changes from sitting here imagining things. Don't fight it. Just observe it like a friend. That voice is your current self-image doing its job, protecting its settings, keeping you where you've always been. Just notice it, and keep going. Because every time you run that picture with enough feeling, your nervous system records it, files it, as direction, as where we're going. That's how the program gets updated. Not through willpower, through feeling. Repeated, real, rehearsed, picture by picture, 10 minutes at a time. The same way the old patterns were installed, reversed. You don't become financially secure and then feel calm. You train the calm, and your actions start producing the stability. You don't become successful and then believe in yourself. You believe first, and your behavior starts matching that identity, from the inside out. That's always been how it works. Your imagination built the limits you've been living inside. Your imagination is how those limits change, how you create the life you want. Thank you for watching episode 3. Next week, the beliefs you never chose. The ones handed to you before you were old enough to question them. About money, about who gets to have it, about what kind of person you are in relation to it. Maltz called it being hypnotized. And when you understand where those beliefs actually came from, you'll realize you've been living by someone else's instructions your entire life. Don't miss that one, and please subscribe for more in this series. This is Gary's Money Mind. See you next week, and thanks again for watching.